Welcome back, guys, to the fourth video in the series of regular expressions for VBA. In our last video, we talked about two methods that are available in regex VBA. Those are test and execute. And in this video, we are going to talk in detail about the test method, right? So test method of regular expression for VBA is used to validate a given string like password or email ID to be matching to a certain pattern or not, right? Like the example we discussed in our last video. So when you go to a website and you try to create a pattern, it will try to match whether you are following the rules or not, right? Test method takes only one parameter, and that is going to be the text itself that is going to be tested for matching with the pattern or not, and it will return a boolean value. It will return true if a matching pattern is found anywhere inside that string, right? So not the entire string, but anywhere inside this string, and it will return false if it is not found anywhere inside this string. Now, when you do the validation of any text using this test method, there are two things that you can do. One, you can do the validation for the entire text that has been passed and not something inside it. And then the second thing is that you can validate and try to find if a pattern is present inside a bigger text string or not, right? So in case of password, pattern validating at the time of creating password or email ID validation, they all happen with the first thing that we discussed here. So now let's quickly get into the VBA editor of our Excel, and let's try to make some codes to understand the test better. Okay. So I'm making a subroutine with the name of validation. Okay, and let's quickly, okay, so I'll copy these things. I'll only need this one. And let me create a result as boolean. Let me, what text? Okay, so we are going to validate if a given email ID is actually an email ID or not, right? So text is equals to, let me give my own email ID, stupid, but curious at yahoo.com. Okay, and let's make a pattern for this which will validate and verify whether this past string is really an email ID. So what is there in an email ID? So in an email ID, how do you know if that is a valid email ID? It will always start with some character, alphabets and numbers. It will always have some alphabets and numbers. Then it will have a @ sign. Then it will again have some alphabets or numbers, or maybe only alphabets. And then it will have a dot, and then it will have the closing part of it, right? So .com, .in, .us, .org, .gov, all those things, right? So let's try to create the pattern for that. So first, what we are going to have, check whether it starts with some alphabets and numbers or not. So we are going to create a set, and we are going to say A to Z or 0 to 9. And remember, there won't be any space between these two sets. And we are saying it is going to be one or more, right? So there will be at least one or more numbers or characters available before this @ sign, right? Then we are saying there will be a @ sign. So this is the literal one. Then we are saying there will be again some alphabets. So maybe only the alphabets. And this will also be, can be one or more. And we never know how many of them are going to be there, right? And then there will be a dot. In regex, dot is a special character. So dot is matched to any character. So it can be a space, it can be a digit, it can be a special character, it can be a number. So dot refers to any character, right? Except new line in regex. Okay, so what if we want to use the literal? So if I give dot, it is going to match with anything. So if even if I pass x here, @ here, underscore here, anything, it will be matched with this dot. So with this dot, we want to say it's literally a dot. So for that, we are going to use this spatial sequence denoter, right? So we will give this, and now this dot will be matched as a dot itself. And then again some, okay, or let me keep it com itself, right? So this is my pattern, and I'm saying my email ID should match to this pattern. And now let me quickly initiate the regex object. RE is equals to new regex. And now let's make our regex know the pattern that we are looking for, PTT. And now let's test. So my result is going to be re.test, this test method. And what it takes the string itself. So the text. So our email ID is stored in this text variable. Okay. And now let's quickly print this result through a message box. Now if I run this, if I take my cursor here and if I run it, it says true, right? Why? Because this actually matches with a pattern. So this value satisfies this pattern. What if I add some more values here? Is it going to match? Yes, it is, because here I have not said any specific size. I have said one or more, right? So one or more. So it is still satisfying this portion starting from S to this S is still satisfies the pattern of alphabets or numbers, or of one or more size. And if I also give some numbers here, so if I now run it, it is still true, right? But let me again change it back to the original one. What if I give @ sign, right? Now @ is a special character. It's not A to Z. It does not falls in the set of A to Z. It does not falls in the set of 0 to 9 also. So now this will fail, right? But what will happen? Just see. If I run this, it is going to return true. Why true? How come true? This pattern didn't match anymore with this text, right? Why true? I will explain you. So we never in this pattern said we are going to judge this entire string. You remember we said the test method will will try to find the given pattern inside the test, inside our string, text string, part of text string. So coming back to this VBA code, you see it is able to find this pattern here. See here. So some characters or numbers or anything, and then @ sign, and then again this dot and ending with com. So it found it. Now what we should actually do when we are validating something to be an email ID or not is we will have to suggest that it should start and end with this pattern, right? So there cannot be, so always this entire pattern will be looked in the entire string and not a part of it, right? So this caret sign denotes start and this $sign denotes end. And these are all meta characters. I will come to it later. So now if we run this, now let me run it, and you see false, because of this @ sign, we have not said there is a special character allowed in this section, right? In this section, we have said there cannot be a special character, only A to Z or 0 to 9. Now if I remove this and if I again run it, it will be true. Again, let's try it with underscore and let's run it. It will be false because underscore is also a special character. So let's pass the underscore here and then let's run it. It becomes true, right? Now, what else? What if I remove this plus sign? What will happen? Now, if I remove this plus sign, what I'm trying to say is basically, by the way, the plus sign indicates one or more, right? So when I remove this plus sign and I have not used inside, for this set, the square brackets denote a set. So for this set, I have not defined a number through the curly braces. So how many count of characters will appear, I have not defined. So it is by default 1. So it will only validate if there is only 1. So we will have to remove this part. Then only it will get validated. Otherwise it will fail. So let's run it and you will find it to be false. Now if I remove this and run it, you will find it to be true. Now because it is looking for at least one, it is looking for only one character, and that character can be anything between A to Z, 0 to 9 or underscore. And then there has to be a @ sign. And this S itself making it true. So even if I pass it underscore, it will be true, right? But if I want to have multiple characters, if I pass just say maybe 3, this will fail. This became false. And now if I give 3 things, so underscore A and maybe 8, now it will again pass. You see, true. Understood. So with this, so either you exactly give the numbers. If you don't give any number, it is by default going to be 1. But any email ID, you cannot be sure of how long that is going to be. So hence you give this plus sign. And plus denotes, as I said earlier, 1 or more, right? And now if I give my, so this will also pass. So if I run it, 1 or more, because again, this is 1 or more, right? So let me bring it back to my own email ID. Okay, and so this is it, guys. So this is how the pattern matching works. If you remove this star, caret from the start and the dollar from the end, it is going. This pattern will be, searched anywhere between this entire text. And if it is found anywhere in this text, it will return true. But if you want to match this, validate this entire text, remember to use caret at the beginning and dollar at the end, right? So this is it for this test method, guys. I hope I have made myself clear. If there are any questions, do let me know in the comments so that I can resolve them and I can, give a detailed explanation. Maybe if required, I will again add another video to it and explain whatever you have asked for. And since my email ID is given here, guys, this is my email ID. If you have any other question and you are stuck with any programming related issue using Python or VBA, you can send me email on this email ID and I will make a detailed explanation video for you. Okay. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. See you in the next video where we will discuss about the next method, that is execute. And for now, we have just saw the test method and we will be seeing the execute method. But then we will, after that, we are going to go through many, such videos applying different meta characters and, techniques and tricks, right? And by the way, in the next video, I'm just going to show you all the meta characters and what they mean. I could have done that right before this video, but that would have become more theoretical to you and boring. So I didn't want to do that. Now, when I show that to you, they will make more sense and will, find more attention and curiosity from you to learn. Okay, thank you so much, guys. See you in the next video. Bye.